Hey everybody, I thought I'd record a video instead of writing something just because we're getting into a video unit. There might be a little bit of background noise because everybody decided to use their leaf blowers today, and of course I'm on casual Saturday pizza hat. That's the way I roll on Saturdays. Okay, a couple of things to talk about with the last project and things that are coming up. First off, I got done reading everyone's StoryCourse style interviews, and I thought those projects turned out pretty good. I thought it was really interesting the sort of different technologies that people use to record, and I'll talk about that in a second with the PSA assignment too. And yeah, so it was pretty fun reading those, grading those, and things like that. And if you want to talk about revisions, I'll talk about that in just a second too. Now we're getting into the PSA assignment, and I've heard from everybody about their plans in terms of collaboration. Two of you are going to be collaborating. And also just want to remind everybody, because it kind of came up a couple of times, that the topic of your PSA is going to have something to do with COVID. So it has to have something to do with COVID. And it could be a lot of different things in terms of face masks or hand sanitizer or just even something that's inspirational in terms of, hey, we're going to get through this or something like that, okay? And we're going to start talking about your ideas for scripts and storyboards on Tuesday, okay? Now, I just uploaded onto the class website the discussion for the storyboards and the scripts. And I want to just take a second to explain a couple of things. First off, I'm a little behind right now, and I'm behind right now because I've got stuff to grade in other classes, and there's been this whole election thing that's been a little bit distracting. But the thing is important, so I'll get more parts of the class website in place very soon. But the only thing you need to know right now is we're going to start getting into this discussion on Tuesday of your script and your storyboard for your PSA. So you need to have a draft of those ready for review by your peers on Tuesday. And we're going to do that as one big discussion. You'll see what I mean hopefully when you get to it. Then we start moving into some time on the calendar where there's some required updates in terms of progress reports, and that will be actually something that we'll be doing on Thursday. But there's some details that obviously I still need to fill in. I just want to let you know I'm going to fill them in. That gets me to the next part about this PSA assignment. And I have to just take a little second to explain what I mean here. I've been teaching this class in one fashion or another for a long time. And the last time I taught this class was in 2017. And even in 2017, the extent to which I had to talk with people about how to make a video was pretty limited, but we still needed to go through that a little bit. And when I first started teaching this class, that was a huge hurdle, like how people could get access to just having a video camera. Or, you know, a lot of people, if they had access to, if they had a phone, just to give you an idea of how old I am, if they had a phone that had a video camera on it, a lot of people didn't even know how to use the video camera that was on their phone, okay? So now we're at this place, when I ask people, hey, can you do this? It's really amazing to me the number of folks who've said, oh, I post videos on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever all the time. So that part is great. And so I'm glad that we can kind of get by some of those technical hurdles. I will say though, if you're someone who you still do kind of have some technical hurdles, but you didn't want to like fess up to it or whatever, just let me know. I'm here to help. Okay, I mean, that's what I get. It's okay for you to contact me and say, can you please help me with something, because that's pretty much my job, okay? That's thing number one. So there's more coming with the calendar, and there's more to be put on there, but the bulk of the work that we do for the rest of the semester is actually just working on this PSA. Because even if you do know what you're doing, it does take a little while to put these things together. And if you think about it for a second, this is really kind of like almost 3 assignments. The storyboard script is part of it, the actual video itself, of course, and then the essay that you're going to write reflecting on this. So it's, in one sense, an easy way to end the semester because we're not doing a lot of reading or other sorts of, discussions like that. It's mostly just work that you're doing. In another sense, it's kind of hard because it's a project that you have to do and get ahead of. You can't just wait until the last minute to do this, okay? But all that's on the calendar. So all that's on the course calendar will be updated there. I just want to say one last thing about revisions, because I've said for a while now that you can revise these major projects if you want. And I don't really explain this as clearly in the syllabus for this class as I do for some others, but you do have the opportunity to do this. It's going to be easy to revise the first project or the second project because by the time you get the grade for the third project, it's going to be kind of late in the semester. So really, you're mostly looking at opportunities to revise the first two projects. If you want to revise something, here are the basic rules. Rule number one is you have to set up some kind of appointment with me to talk about it. Zoom, that sort of thing. And rule number two is I want you to have some kind of plan when we talk as to what you're going to do to revise this project. In other words, I'm assuming that you will have read over my comments, you will have read over your peers' comments, you've thought about this a little bit, and when we have this meeting, you'll be able to tell me this is what I'm going to do as opposed to just tell me what to do to fix it, okay? Next rule is, I guess this is three rules. The next rule is that you can only revise it once, and it's due at the end of the semester. In other words, you can't keep revising it. Is it a B plus now? That kind of thing. And they're due at the end of the semester, the end of time for the class. And the last rule is that you want to think strategically about how you want to revise. And this is one of the reasons why I will really want to talk with you about your revision plans before you actually do them. Basically, you want to revise things if you're kind of on the cusp of one grade or another, okay? But if your first project was a solid B and your second project was a solid B, unless you revise both of those, you're probably going to get a B, okay? Now, if one of those projects was like a B minus, one of those projects was B plus, well, then it makes sense to revise the B minus project. Although sometimes it ends up happening is that people don't want to revise the project that has the lower grade because they didn't like it. But anyways, these are all things that we can talk about. And that's why we'll have a conference, okay? So if you want to have a revision to conference, just let me know, shoot me an email, and we'll figure something out. Okay, I think that's it. I'll see you all online.